Um, I just want to get something off my chest. Ready? Yeah. Okay. Um, Life is an experience. Like every second of every day that you're in here, that you're just opening your eyes, looking, you're experiencing life, and this is your only time too. You know, like heaven is another chapter. Is like a whole nother life, whatever you want to call it. Like quote quote heaven. If we're thinking like in Christianity standing or any type of like next, you know, me personally, I live with the intention of living my life for every moment, believing that my life is my life in this moment, and it may not be completely my own in the next. So while I have control, while I have these intentions, while I have these beliefs, while I have this mindset of my own, I will take advantage of that and capitalize on my time. Period. you know, um learning life skills, being trained to be more like methodical, be more expressive, creative, trying to find out what ways we exist and experience life, and how do you practice that? How do you put that into like greater context? How do you convey that? How do you approach that? Now I'm not saying like do all the research on all the other ways, but if you find one way and you practice it, then you put it into motion, into action, into a series of events where you're like, okay, I learned this way. And then along the way, you can pick up. But as long as you put something into motion and you continue towards it with the intention of just learning to experience it, just to like give it a first shot, but finding the beauty in the first shot and knowing that it is more than just one that it goes along with. That is now a chain of events along this rolling stone. Life continues rolling through endless valleys and highs, through the coldest of nights and harshest of winds, to the brightest of sunrises and sets, to the ever-varying expanse of the ocean wide, to the depths of its inner volcanoes and cloves, just the beauty of it in its duality of catastrophe, pollution, and corruption. There's beauty in both, because you cannot have one without the other. And that's the realest things of life. I am a student of life. I've been saying this for a while, never really said it on like camera, but I am a student of life. I don't try to like exist for anything else other than the growing experience of life itself. Knowing that you have to put your foot forward and take that step first in order to get into motion. The thought process will continue to roll along with you. That's how life is. That's how we move forward. That's how we do. And you can't become anything unless you actually put it towards, like forward. Now, I'm not saying going blind. I'd never say going blind. But be logical in the route that you take. Like, what lands do you walk along? Where do you exist? What is already pre existing in your reality? What has already been pre-constructed? What can you influence in this fabric that you call your own reality, your consciousness, your understanding, your viewpoint? You. That's all you really can control. Understanding your vehicle is one thing, putting it into motion is another, and being aware and cautious when you're driving along a highway with multiple different vehicles in sight at a rate and speed where you're changing constantly in drastic changes to where you may exit one way and come in on another lane, trying to merge in between, knowing that there are other people along there with you and they're moving with the same intentions, and sometimes they're even moving blind to where they're only focusing on their own road and they don't even know or acknowledge the fact that you are also there too. That is the world that you must understand and accept. Now, I'm not saying for a deep understanding, but for a awareness sake, so that way when you're trying to move forward for who you are and doing what you can, that you're not gonna unintentionally run into a barrier or an obstacle that could have been easily avoided. You know, that's how I see life right now. That's how I'm approaching my time, because life is something for you to decide. That's how I've lived my life for the longest, and that's how I will continue to, on my own terms. Now, does that mean I don't sacrifice? I absolutely do. Right now, I'm taking the time now to record this in the setting that I live in with the current context of the people that I engage in and care for, so that way, in the later future, I'm able to express fully who I feel like I should be in that moment or in the moments after it, to where I can rise and shine and feel like I am in the becoming stages of that next chapter of who I am. We are always in a constant state of becoming, and this is my forefront. This is my preliminary. This is my just build up. This is the seed before it sprouts. Understanding it is one of many important factors that I have. I have to I have to be like this. I have to have the determination to move forward, to strive for something that is individualistically me. Like something that I can hold. And that is my intention. Now, it can be motivated by the allurance of other things. It can be motivated by the knowledge of certain areas. It can be motivated by whatever. But for the desire and for that put forth into motion, that intention, that mindset, that focus, that lock in, that is me. And that is all me. You can't take that away. And your word is all you really have. They strip your throat. They strip your freedom to express. At least for that moment. Because if you want to express, you will find a way to express yourself. That's who we are. It's one of the things I wanted to get off my chest. I wanted to just, speak my mind on, because a lot of times people in my age range, the whole 19 to 21 era, is where like we're transitioning from like being around a lot of friends, or like following along this path, or listening to our elders that say you should do this to be secure, and don't understand the changing world that is what is going on right now, and being attuned to the drastic experiences and shifts in reality itself that are going on in the very moments of time, at this very moment. So I feel like it's very important for us to take root in ourselves, to take control of our own lives, to prepare yourself. Don't burn a bridge where you need to still cross. But make sure that your intentions are straight, pure, and concise to who you are, or at least who you want to become. Do that and you'll forever be free. You'll forever be free.